Hey, Mark here. So is Elon Musk a bully, a coward, or really a genius? So as I look at Elon Musk, he's definitely a genius in terms of his ability to motivate invention, in terms of Tesla, SpaceX, and so forth. I also find him to be a bit of a bully. This comes in the fact of the way that he deals with his employees, the way that he manages his companies are so, you're going to do this or leave. Which, look, he has the right. He wants to make a profit. I think it's great. But on the other side, there's so many other things happening. And recently, I think he's a coward. So if we look at the last mandate that he gave to Twitter, right, after he got rid of and fired, right, he did what he needed to do, fired people that he thought had to be done to reduce the company, increase profits. But he puts out a mandate that you will be working long hours and committed to Twitter. And I find this a way that if you don't want people or if you want to reduce things, then go in and just get rid of them. But he put it out there to make people look at what was coming and saying, I'm out, I'm done. So let me give you a couple of things that I've experienced and things that he could do differently. Or if you're a manager and you're in this situation, you could do differently. So I had one manager that came into a company, was the head supervisor, quote unquote CEO of this company, came in and just did the same thing Elon Musk did. Fired people, put pressure on, really just was intimidating. A lot of people had left because they saw the writing on the wall, basically told them in one way or another to leave. So I think that's the important part is wasn't done well. Lost a lot of talent that otherwise would have probably stayed and helped him move that company forward. But in the end, like for myself, I had been putting in an extra 3 hours a day, and I was put on a mandate of considering one of those that needed to leave, where pressure was put on. And so I left because there was nothing I could do to change his mind or the view of me. I had another CEO that came into a company, didn't do anything in the first 6 months. Looked, listened, went around, found what was working well, what wasn't working, who she needed to talk to, what she needed for a vision, for buy-in, and then started to make changes. Then looked at how to motivate, how to engage, how to really help connect into her employees to ultimately have more productivity and buy-in in the long run. And I think as we look at what happened over the last few years, employees are looking for more of a work-life balance, more engagement from their managers, their supervisors, CEOs, who are willing to invest in them. They're not looking for long-term loyalty. They understand that this is not how it's going to work. But more importantly, they're looking for people to invest in them because they're disengaged, right? There's a number of employees, if we think about the quiet quitting, there are people that are disengaged, and that's been going on for a while. So I think as we look at what has happened and the way that Elon Musk has approached this, I think he needs to step back. In the end, he's gonna force people out. That's the way he does it. He's very rough around the edges and brutal, and just goes in and does what he feels is right, which is everything he can do as the owner. But on the other side, if you look to engage employees, if you look to improve your morale in your workforce, you do small things. A thank you, bring in some food, provide an opportunity where they can do some team building. Give them an opportunity where they can bond with one another. God forbid you give them an hour off just to go and do something, whether it be for a walk or exercise, whatever it may be. You give a little. You'll be amazed at what you'll get back in terms of productive workers, motivated workers that will go above and beyond compared to everything else that has happened where people are running from Twitter. And, it's sad because he has a talent pool that he's losing. And from what I read, there was some things with engineering and a number of other things that he's going to have to kind of reboot and figure out what he's going to do because all these people are leaving. So I think Elon Musk is a combination of being a coward, a bully, and a genius. I think one of the things he needs to do is, how do I work with people better? How do I engage my lower ranks of my HR, my chief of people operations, whoever it may be, to engage and do the research and not just to bludgeon people? Because there's many different ways that you can approach a company and turn it around if you feel that it's not producing well. Yes, sometimes we have to cut dead weight. You have to remove people, you have to fire them. That's understandable. It's the way that you do it. And essentially by putting that letter out there, he's just like the CEO that emailed people to say, hey, you're done. Right? Take some ownership, show up, do some research. I think that makes a big difference in what happens. So as we look at this, a couple things that you can do: simple thank yous, engagement. Find out, is there a way to improve the work-life balance at work? Because I think if you look at what happens, I think you'll find that you'll have motivated workers when they have part of the solution, but also feel like they have their life back, because that's what they're looking for. Maybe it's letting them work from home, right? Giving them the option to work 1 or 2 days from home. That gives them a little more freedom, less commute, where they can use that time to be with family or be with their kids and so forth. So wrapping it all up, there are some things you can do. I think Elon can definitely do it. And I hope other managers that may see this or employees share this, because there are simple solutions to help you become a more engaged, motivated employee and a productive company. And if you're struggling right now, reach out. I'd be more than happy to have a conversation, and we'll talk soon. Take care.